My name's Cindy Lee, these are my friends, and I'll be speaking on addiction. We the people need to look at addiction with a more serious attitude. The definition of addiction is being suddenly occupied by something that wasted time and wasted energy. It drains one emotionally and physically completely dry. With addiction, each one is very different from the other addiction, but there are two types that all addiction has in common. The first type of behavior is called maladaptive or unsuccessful to the person. So with this, it doesn't help the person find solution. It tends to hurt them more. One example is someone who wants to be noticed to a group of friends but ends up being lonely most of the time. The second type is called present, which means no matter what a person is addicted to, they will continue even though it might be hurting their body. They don't care. Addiction isn't just the physical things such as drugs or alcohol abuse. It is anything that occurs or takes up one's time. It is anything that controls one's life. Most feel like they cannot live without this outside factor. Growing up in my family, I had a lot of relatives trying to pressure me into things that I did not want to do. Eventually, I would give in because I thought that it made me more a part of the family. Peer pressure and addiction do go hand in hand. No matter what you think or do, when there are times when we feel left out, God will make you feel at home. In Psalms 24:4, it tells us that even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will hear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. We all were born into a family that we did not choose. And in these cases, some of the families that we were given were a big reason why so many people develop addiction. In a study done by Steve Melson, addiction is due to 50% to the genetic predisposition, and children that are born to addicts are 8 times more likely to be an addict. First time one must do to treat these addictions is to admit that they have a problem. Just a simple confirmation of their addictions will eventually lead to a healthier and quicker recovery time. Once they admit that they have a problem, no matter what the next step would be, to find a family member or a close friend that they can talk to. They need to find someone who has their best interests at heart. Someone who will be able to keep the conversation to them, but in the meanwhile know that who and where to call to find you at the expert help, because that will be the next step and getting to the point in the one reason in finding someone to help you find help. R.A. Torrey once said, if we then let the words of Christ abide in us, they will stir us up in prayer. The first step is to find an expert to talk to. Addiction is a disease that consumes a lot of lives, and the one thing is that we aren't to do is to sit around and wait for them to help themselves, because it will never cease. Thank you very much.
That was 6